Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in your business. Hello, and welcome to episode number 161 of Business Behind the Scene. It's 2023 and I am back in Australia. I flew back at the end of the last year, at the end of December, and I spent beautiful New Year's here, and then I went to see the tennis with all my friends, and business was pottering along. People were booking a call, people were signing up, and a lot of clients were asking me like, how do you do it? How do you spend all day at the tennis and all of a sudden you get bookings and all of a sudden you get clients? Like, how does that work? Why can I not do that? And the reason why people can't do that is because they just don't have systems and procedures in place. My team know what to do all day, every day. They all have work to do. They all have things they're working on. And I don't need to be there to supervise them, to do things, to watch what they're doing. They know what needs to be done and they just work on it. And I love that. And I know that lots of businesses should have that and then don't have that. So as the beginning of the year, I really wish you all the best year yet. And remember to watch your mindset. Watch what you believe, watch how you see things, and just work on the thoughts the whole time, because that's what's going to make a difference in your business. That's what made a difference in my businesses, and that's how I grew everything so far. So wanted to share with you guys 5 things that is going to really to change your business this month, to really make better decisions and to really work the business to the next level. And I was talking to someone before about if your business was now making $25,000 a month, what type of decisions would you make and how would you make them? And it's so fascinating how a lot of the time when we make decisions in business, we make decisions as for now, as what's happening now, with the money that we have now, with the scarcity that we have now, without thinking of what could be and what decision would I make if I were there. We need to start to line up with that. And so number 1 that I wanted to share with you, 5 things that you should do, is to really build a better relationship with your calendar. And this one seems like, oh, okay, whatever, Francesca, like, I get it. Just put things in my calendar, follow it, I get it. But do you really get it? Because honestly, every time I don't do this, I get anxiety, I feel overwhelmed, I feel stressed, I feel not accomplished, I feel behind, I feel anxious. Oh my gosh, all those emotions start from the time that I don't follow my calendar. The time that I follow my calendar and I stop letting the dread of doing something that I don't want to do take over me and I actually follow the calendar, magic happens. Everything aligns up, everything works out. I don't get any stress, any anxiety, any overwhelm. I'm just in flow. But what my brain always tried to offer is that following the calendar is not being in flow. It's like, oh, I just want to do what I want to do. But the actual truth is that we don't ever do what we want to do when we don't follow the calendar. Because if you think about it properly, when you don't follow the calendar, you get this feeling, and maybe you go and relax at the beach or watch a movie or whatever. You got that brain of yours always going on like, I should be doing this instead. I should have been working. Oh my gosh, am I going to be okay? Where do the next client come from? You keep staying in your brain and you're actually not enjoying that relaxing time, that beach walk, that, whatever you chose you were going to do in that free time. So when we do follow the calendar, and then we also follow the calendar when it says time to relax, that time to relax is actual, genuinely relaxation. It's not relaxing by thinking that you should be doing something else. And this is why people are overwhelmed. It's not because the calendar is too full. It's not because they got too much to do. It's because they don't do what they're supposed to do when they're supposed to do it. And they then rush and then they get stressed and then they get anxious because of that. So number 1 is to make sure that this year, this month, at least think about today, you're going to follow your calendar. Tomorrow is another day. You do whatever you want. But today, you do that. And then guess what? When you wake up tomorrow, you make the same decision again. Today, I'm going to follow my calendar no matter what. And you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And that's what's going to create magic in your business. Number 2 is download your brain into procedures. Lots of us as business owners, we have everything in our brain. But what happens is that as the CEO of the company, we can't keep up by keeping everything in the brain, because you're having all the procedures and processes in your brain. And so what happens is going to start to react to the business. Oh my gosh, we got an event next week. We got to do all these things. Let's go. And then we start to do them way too much, way too fast, way too stressful, and we're never going to get there. So we want to make sure that we slow down and we start to download all the things that we have in our brain into procedures and processes. For example, if you have an event in a couple of weeks, you go, okay, what do I need to do? What would I like to have done already? And what do I need to do in the next 2 weeks to make that event success? And you start to list them out. And you start to list out all the things that you wish you'd done 6 weeks ago, right? So that for the next event, you now have literally a list, and we put this in Asana, a list of things that you should be doing. And next time, you're going to be doing them. So now you have all the procedures, all the processes, and then you're going to start to see literally like written down all the things that like, oh my gosh, all these tasks I could just delegate it, someone else can do it. All this can someone else can do it. All this can someone else do it. For example, you know, if you have talking about an event or a webinar, you'd be like, okay, I need to create, the first thing needs to be done is to choose a title, write a description, write an email series, right? So you can do that. Once you've done that, then what needs to be done? What then needs to be done that I need to promote it? I need to put it on different platforms to promote it. I need to come up with graphics, with contests, with covers, with all of those things. Now, all those things, someone else can do it. Once I've done the description and the title, I can let go and have someone else do all the rest, and I just have to approve it, right? So now that will save you so much time on you trying to do everything last minute. Instead, now you're working towards that. When you start to put procedures and processes in place, not only you are following your calendar, but also your team. So now you know for sure that 1 hour of the day they're spending on promoting the event. 1 hour a day they're spending on social media management. 1 hour a day on social media planning. 1 hour a day they're spending on onboarding clients, right? So they now have a structure around the day, so the virtual assistant also can follow the calendar and feel productive by the end of the day. Number 3, stop reacting to the business and start planning ahead. Now, if you have procedures and processes, but you haven't mapped out the rest of the year, that's like it's not going to work, right? Because we need to make sure that you have clarity around what you're going to do the whole year, or at least the next 6 months, so that you can then walk backwards of like, okay, if I've got an event in March, then by January I need to start to write content for that event so that we can start to promote it in time, so that we can have the right people in the room rather than having everything last minute, right? Now, and that's so vital for your business. And number 4 is stop procrastinating and start using project management tools. So instead of like allowing that brain of ours to be like, oh yeah, and I now have a plan, and I know when the next event is, and I know that I should be doing all these things, and the calendar is telling me all these things, but I'm gonna choose to instead go for a walk, or I'm gonna choose instead to do this. Oh my, right? That is where the key of working on our brain is going to make the whole difference into our life, into our business, into everything that we do. So vital that you really work on putting everything, your project, your procedures into a Asana, into a management tool, and then from there you're going to start to follow it. And then number 5, last but not least, is hire a virtual assistant to follow those procedures, to do all the bits that you don't want to do, so the magic can truly happen. And all those 5 things are honestly gonna change your life forever. One of the biggest things that I get all the time is like, oh, I didn't know what to do with my virtual assistant, so I let them go. I'm like, are you kidding me? I could always find jobs. Why? Because I can always expand my business. I can always take my business to the next level. And if I don't have jobs, then I know that I'm playing small. If I don't have enough work for people, that means that I'm not playing a big enough game. I'm playing small. I'm just settling for what it could be, what it is, rather than what it could be. I'm not seeing my potential. I'm not seeing the potential of my business. If I don't have enough tasks for people. So when I say enough tasks, it doesn't mean that I have to be at work for my team to do things. As I told you, because I've got procedures and processes and systems and we plan ahead, everybody knows what they need to do all the time. And when everybody knows, then I don't get stressed, I don't get anxious, they know what they're doing. Everybody has their place in the business, which means the business can grow because it's got space to breathe. It's like when you put together a fire, right? If you put all the woods too close, it's not going to be able to grow and expand. It's not going to breathe. So you need to let your team breathe by everybody having their own procedures, their own things to do, their own things, projects to work on, so that everybody has a mission and know when they're accomplishing something and when they're winning or when they're not winning. So this is something that I truly wanted to share with you guys. Everything that I do in my business is like every day I work on my mindset of following the strategy, following what's in my calendar. And when I don't, because sometimes I also fail, right? Sometimes I also make mistakes. Sometimes I also indulge in procrastination, and that's okay. I'm human and that's fine. But when I do, there's so much consequences. I get anxiety, my team get anxiety, we get stressed, we drop the ball here and there because I have let my team down. So the other thing that I love about hiring a virtual assistant is that it's going to help you to stay consistent, to keep the momentum going in everything that you do. So I want to remind you all, those 5 things are going to change your business forever. If you don't know how to get strategies and procedures and processes for your business to be able to have some really good organic marketing strategies to grow your business, then you need to come along and join one of my classes where I show you how to really scale your business by using organic marketing strategies. And that is inside of my academy, which is the #1 literally business academy in the world. Like, we are sharing so much knowledge and we are teaching so much in the academy. It's priceless. The results that people are getting is incredible. And then the next thing you need to do, if you don't know where to hire a virtual assistant, is come to me and I'll show you. I've got virtual assistants that are working with our clients. We have only about 20 spots left at the moment, and then we're fully booked. So if you are listening to this and you really want to get a virtual assistant, then you want to find an outstanding one, that they're trained in all the strategies already, then come to me. I'm going to show you the way. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Thank you for leaving a comment and leaving a feedback on here, as a review. How do you say that? A review for us. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you on the next podcast. Have a fabulous week, and make sure that you do all these 5 things, one thing at a time, and you see a massive change in your business. Hey, if you enjoy listening to this podcast, then you have to come to check out our Facebook group, Workshop Secrets for Coaches. It's a community of over 9,500 coaches that are ready to boom their business by running workshops. They are stuck in one-on-one coaching and they're ready to start to go one-to-many. So if you are one of those coaches, then you have to join us. I look forward to see you there. And hey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave me a review to win a ticket to one of my workshops. I look forward to see you there.